Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, a couple the world has admired for nearly 2 decades, are no longer walking the same path. After 19 years of marriage, whispers of trouble became reality when the Big Little Lies star filed for divorce, confirming what many fans had only suspected. But what's remarkable isn't just the split itself. It's how Nicole is navigating this seismic shift in her life, all while maintaining grace, focus, and a surprising sense of calm. It's easy to assume that a breakup of this magnitude would leave a celebrity shattered, plastered across headlines in chaos and speculation. Yet Nicole, speaking openly to Ariana Grande in a candid October interview, revealed that she's hanging in there. Those simple words, though understated, carry weight, a subtle hint that even in the eye of a storm, she's finding a way to stand tall. And what's even more compelling is how she has structured her life around stability and love, especially for her 2 daughters, Sunday Rose, 17, and Faith Margaret, 14. The summer of 2025 was pivotal. Behind the public veneer of glitz and glamour, Nicole quietly separated from Keith, a move confirmed later in September. While the news might have seemed sudden to fans, insiders suggest that the decision was the result of months of careful thought and attempts at reconciliation. Nicole's choice to prioritize her emotional well-being and that of her children speaks to a measured, strategic approach, not a hasty reaction to fleeting tensions. At the same time, she maintained her professional commitments, filming Practical Magic 2 during the initial months of separation. Nicole described her time on set as protected and loved, highlighting the support of co-stars like Sandra Bullock, Joey King, and Maisie Williams. She didn't just show up for work. She thrived in an environment that gave her security amidst personal upheaval. It's a rare glimpse into a celebrity's ability to balance personal and professional life without letting one completely overshadow the other. But Nicole's journey isn't only about coping. It's about redefining her life. The divorce documents, custody plans, and careful legal steps paint a picture of a woman taking control of her narrative. From the outside, it may appear as the end of an era, but for Nicole, this is a beginning, a moment where she sets the terms of her life, her career, and her family's future. And as fans, we're left wondering, what does the next chapter look like for a woman who has always been the epitome of elegance, resilience, and strength? As we dive deeper, you'll discover the intricate details of the separation, the custody plan that shocked many, and how both Nicole and Keith are redefining family life in the midst of heartbreak and headlines. Every twist, every carefully plotted move, reveals more than a divorce. It reveals the people behind the fame, making choices that are as human as they are fascinating. The story of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's separation begins quietly, almost imperceptibly, in the early summer of 2025. For nearly 20 years, they had been one of Hollywood's most admired couples, balancing high-profile careers with raising 2 daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. But behind closed doors, sources suggest that tensions had been simmering for months. It wasn't a single dramatic event that led to their split. Rather, it was a series of moments that, when viewed together, pointed to the inevitable. By the beginning of summer, Nicole and Keith had already started living apart in their Nashville residence. While the separation was private, it coincided with the kickoff of Keith's High and Alive World tours on May 22, 2025. The country superstar spent the summer traveling across the U.S., Canada, and Australia. And though it might seem like mere coincidence, his time on the road likely contributed to their physical and emotional distance. The couple's last public appearance together took place on June 20th at the FIFA Club World Cup in Nashville, where they were photographed, laughing, and smiling. Fans might have assumed all was well, but behind the smiles, the reality was far more complex. Then came June 25th, their 19th wedding anniversary. Nicole posted a heartfelt photo with the caption, "Happy anniversary, baby," while Keith responded with a simple heart emoji. The understated exchange seemed sweet on the surface, but insiders later suggested it reflected a quiet distance between them, a subtle acknowledgement that the relationship had shifted. Only a few days later, on July 1st, Keith shocked fans when he abruptly walked out of an interview after being asked about Nicole's on-screen chemistry with Zac Efron in a family affair. His sudden disappearance from the call hinted at personal sensitivity and perhaps an undercurrent of unresolved tension between the couple. In late July, further signs of change emerged. Nicole applied for residency in Portugal, indicating plans to establish a separate life while still maintaining her base in Nashville. Keith, busy with his tour, would follow suit at a later date. These steps, while pragmatic, also symbolized a quiet but significant turning point. Both were preparing to lead separate lives, even as they tried to navigate the complexities of co-parenting. What makes this period so compelling isn't just the timeline of events. It's the careful way both stars handled their public image. They maintained appearances, celebrated milestones, and navigated professional obligations without letting their private struggles dominate the headlines. Yet the truth behind the smiles and social media posts tells a different story. One of careful planning, emotional resilience, and a gradual realization that their marriage, as beautiful as it had been, had reached its final chapter. The early summer of 2025 marked not only a separation of households, but also the beginning of a carefully orchestrated journey toward independence, stability, and eventually, divorce. And as we continue, the next chapters reveal how they structured their new reality from custody arrangements to legal filings, all while keeping a delicate balance between family, privacy, and public life. One of the most surprising and widely discussed aspects of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's separation is the custody arrangement for their two daughters, Sunday Rose, 17, and Faith Margaret, 14. Unlike many high-profile divorces that descend into prolonged legal battles and acrimony, this split seems carefully structured, with both parents prioritizing the well-being of their children. Nicole is listed as the primary residential parent, meaning the daughters will spend 306 days a year under her care, while Keith has 59 days with them, essentially weekends and select holidays. The plan is meticulous, outlining not just living arrangements, but the ethos of co-parenting. Both Nicole and Keith are designated as joint custodians, meaning they retain equal rights in major decisions regarding education, health, and even religious upbringing. Yet, the document emphasizes stability and continuity for the children, ensuring that even in divorce, the girls' lives remain predictable and secure. It's a rare glimpse into a custody plan that prioritizes emotional health over courtroom drama, in addition to daily logistics. The plan mandates that both stars attend a parenting seminar, unless they are granted an exemption. This requirement reflects the seriousness with which they approach raising their children, amidst the complexities of celebrity life. It also signals an understanding that co-parenting after divorce is not simply about schedules, but about emotional intelligence, empathy, and consistent guidance. The non-disparagement clause adds another layer of significance. Nicole and Keith have legally agreed not to speak negatively about each other or the other's family, and to actively encourage the children to maintain a loving relationship with both parents. In a world where celebrity divorces often spiral into public feuds, this agreement stands out as unusually thoughtful, almost aspirational. Fans are witnessing not just a legal arrangement, but a blueprint for respectful, structured co-parenting that focuses on the children's best interests. The holiday and vacation schedule is equally precise, alternating major holidays like Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, while also accounting for school breaks. There is no ongoing child support, likely because both parents are already financially established and have agreed to share costs for school, extracurriculars, and other necessities. This level of planning removes ambiguity and minimizes conflict, allowing the focus to remain on the daughters rather than financial disputes. Nicole's role as the primary parent is more than just a legal title. It represents her commitment to being present, to providing continuity, and to guiding her daughters through a tumultuous period in their family life. Meanwhile, Keith retains quality time with the girls, ensuring they have strong connections with both parents. This custody plan, while highly detailed, is more than paperwork. It's a carefully considered strategy for keeping love, respect, and stability at the center of the family. Even amid a major transition, amid the whirlwind of divorce filings, custody arrangements, and public speculation, Nicole Kidman has managed to project an aura of calm and resilience that has left fans both impressed and curious. While many might assume a split of this magnitude would be devastating, Nicole's own words to Ariana Grande in an October 19th interview reveal a different story. She's hanging in there. Those simple words, understated as they may seem, reflect a woman who has faced immense personal change and chosen to navigate it with grace and intention. The summer of 2025 was a particularly challenging period. Nicole was juggling the emotional weight of separation while continuing to work on Practical Magic 2, a major professional commitment. Rather than retreating from the world, she immersed herself in her craft, finding solace and structure on set. She described the experience as protected and loved, highlighting the supportive presence of co-stars Sandra Bullock, Joey King, and Maisie Williams. For Nicole's, work was not an escape. It was a safe space where she could focus, create, and feel valued, a rare haven amidst personal turbulence. Nicole's emphasis on her support system extends beyond her colleagues. Friends, family, and close confidants have played a critical role in helping her maintain emotional balance. Reports suggest that she's leaned heavily on these relationships, ensuring that she is surrounded by people who uplift rather than drain her. It's a strategic approach. By curating her environment, Nicole is not only protecting her own mental well-being but also providing stability for her daughters during a time of uncertainty. Public appearances have been sparse but calculated. Nicole attended a Chanel fashion show during Paris Fashion Week on October 7th, accompanied by her daughters. Even in a highly scrutinized public setting, she projected poise, demonstrating a conscious decision to remain composed and dignified. Her ability to present a sense of normalcy amid significant life changes underscores a consistent theme. Nicole is navigating her separation with intention, not impulse. Beyond appearances, Nicole has demonstrated remarkable emotional intelligence. She reportedly attempted to salvage her marriage before ultimately filing for divorce, showing a willingness to explore reconciliation while recognizing when a relationship has reached its limits. This combination of courage, honesty, and self-awareness paints a picture of a woman deeply committed to her own growth and to the well-being of her family. Nicole's personal state is not just about surviving a breakup. It's about defining a new chapter of life with clarity and purpose. She is simultaneously a mother, a professional, and an individual reclaiming agency over her narrative. The composure, resilience, and focus she exhibits are inspiring, and they offer a compelling perspective on how one can navigate heartbreak, public scrutiny, and personal reinvention without losing one's sense of self. While Nicole Kidman has carefully navigated her emotional and professional life during the separation, Keith Urban has had his own path to manage, one shaped by career demands, personal reflection, and public speculation. The country superstar was in the midst of his High and Alive world tour during the summer of 2025, performing across the US, Canada, and Australia. Between sold-out arenas and relentless travel schedules, Keith's life has been a whirlwind of professional intensity, leaving him little time to focus on the personal challenges quietly unfolding at home. Despite the physical distance, Keith's presence in the narrative of their separation has been significant. Early signs of tension were visible in public moments, such as the abrupt July 1st interview where he walked out after being asked about Cole's on-screen chemistry with Zac Efron in A Family Affair. That reaction sparked headlines and speculation, highlighting the human side of navigating fame alongside personal vulnerability. It was a fleeting moment that, in hindsight, hinted at the emotional undercurrents that would define the couple's final months together. Keith also made headlines due to rumors regarding his romantic life, with speculation about a potential relationship with guitarist Maggie Braw. While the reports were later denied by close sources, they added an extra layer of scrutiny to his public image, illustrating the challenge of balancing privacy with celebrity life. He addressed the speculation himself during a concert on October 17th, urging audiences to stop reading into it, signaling a desire to protect both himself and his family from unnecessary, public drama. Amid career commitments and public rumors, Keith established a separate residence in Nashville, aligning with the couple's private decision to live apart from the beginning of summer 2025. The move was both practical and symbolic, representing the transition from a shared domestic life to one where both partners could carve out personal space while maintaining stability for their daughters. This step underscores a central theme of their split: the importance of boundaries and structured co-parenting, even in high-profile circumstances. Keith's life since a split is also characterized by a delicate dance between independence and connection. While Nicole takes on the role of primary residential parent, he remains actively involved in his daughters' lives, following the carefully structured custody plan that allocates him meaningful time with Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. Despite the divorce, he continues to play a supportive role, present but not intrusive, involved but respectful of Nicole's primary custody. Ultimately, Keith's story is one of balance, maintaining a successful career, managing public perception, and honoring his role as a father. In many ways, he mirrors Nicole's approach, though expressed differently, showing that separation does not mean detachment, and that navigating personal change with responsibility, composure, and respect for family can set a powerful example. Divorces in Hollywood are often defined not just by emotion, but by money, property, and the intricate division of assets. In the case of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, the financial aspects of their separation have been handled with a remarkable level of structure and transparency, reflecting both their maturity and mutual understanding. Despite 19 years of marriage, neither party will pay spousal support, a decision that underscores their financial independence and long-standing professional success. Nicole and Keith are both established stars, with consistent income streams from acting, music royalties, and business ventures, making traditional alimony unnecessary. The couple's assets have been largely divided along ownership lines. Each retains properties and investments held in their name, including primary residences and real estate abroad. Notably, Nicole has applied for residency in Portugal, signaling both a personal and strategic move, while Keith is set to follow at a later date in alignment with his tour schedule. These steps hint at careful planning for the future, not just financially, but in terms of lifestyle and personal freedom. Music and film royalties are another critical element. Keith Urban continues to earn from his extensive catalog of hits, while Nicole benefits from decades of acting achievements. The legal filings indicate that these streams remain with their respective owners, reducing potential points of conflict and ensuring long-term financial security for both. For fans curious about the glamour and glitz, it's a reminder that behind the headlines lies a careful calculus of independence and responsibility. Child-related expenses are also clearly delineated. Both Nicole and Keith agreed to cover school, extracurriculars, and day-to-day costs without ongoing child support. This arrangement reflects their wealth, but also their focus on fairness and shared responsibility, emphasizing that financial obligations to their children are separate from any personal disagreements. It's a pragmatic approach that prevents conflict from spilling into the lives of Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. The financial strategy extends beyond dollars and cents. By avoiding contentious battles over property or support, Nicole and Keith have reduced the risk of protracted litigation and public drama. This level of planning allows them to maintain dignity, prioritize their children's well-being, and retain control over their personal and professional reputations. Ultimately, the financial side of this divorce is not just about money. It's about empowerment and autonomy. Nicole is free to chart her course from family life to international residencies, while Keith can focus on his music, tour commitments, and fatherhood. Their approach demonstrates that wealth, when managed thoughtfully, can be a tool for stability rather than a source of conflict, creating a foundation that supports both personal growth and harmonious co-parenting. Even the most meticulously planned separations carry emotional weight, and the story of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban is no exception. Beneath the structured custody agreements, financial arrangements, and public appearances lies a complex tapestry of feelings, subtle tensions, and unspoken narratives. While both stars have maintained composure in front of cameras and on social media, insiders suggest that the emotional undercurrents of their split are nuanced, reflecting years of shared history, deep affection, and the inevitable challenges that come with parting ways. One of the most compelling aspects of this chapter is Nicole's approach to handling the separation. Reports indicate that she initially attempted to salvage the marriage, exploring avenues for reconciliation before ultimately deciding to file for divorce on September 30th, 2025. This shows a remarkable combination of emotional intelligence and pragmatism. She was willing to fight for the relationship, yet clear-eyed enough to recognize when it had run its course. Her ability to balance hope with realism speaks volumes about her resilience and self-awareness. Keith, for his part, has had to navigate not only the personal impact of the split, but also the public's curiosity and speculation. Rumors circulated about a potential romantic involvement with guitarist Maggie Braw, amplified by fans and social media chatter. However, close sources quickly clarified that the reports were unfounded, and Keith publicly urged audiences to stop reading into it during an October 17th concert. This response reflects a desire to protect both his privacy and the integrity of his family relationships, demonstrating his focus on preserving dignity amid a whirlwind of public opinion. Beyond public statements, the emotional fabric of the divorce is also woven into the legal agreements themselves. The non-disparagement clauses and shared decision-making provisions are not just formalities. They represent a conscious effort to minimize friction and foster respect. In essence, these legal structures provide an emotional framework, signaling to the children and to the world that their parents remain committed to love, stability, and a united front when it comes to family. Fans are naturally drawn to speculation, wondering about the private conversations, silent regrets, and untold stories behind every public smile and Instagram post. Yet, even as rumors swirl, the actions of Nicole and Keith suggest a deliberate focus on moving forward with grace. They are rewriting the narrative of a celebrity divorce, not as a public spectacle, but as a carefully navigated life transition that balances emotion, responsibility, and self-respect. Ultimately, the emotional undercurrents of this split reveal more than heartbreak. They reveal to individuals learning to coexist in new ways. Nicole's calm resilience and Keith's composed presence hint at a shared commitment, the preservation of family dignity, and the quiet hope that even endings can give rise to meaningful beginnings. Asterisk. As the dust settles on the end of a 19-year marriage, Nicole Kidman is facing the future with a sense of determination and purpose that few might expect. Mid such a high-profile separation, while the headlines often focus on divorce filings, custody battles, and rumors, Nicole's perspective is far more grounded, reflecting a deliberate focus on family, career, and personal growth. This phase of her life is less about loss and more about recalibration, a chance to redefine herself on her own terms. Professionally. Nicole remains as vibrant and committed as ever. Filming Practical Magic 2 during the early months of her separation was more than just work. It was a statement that life goes on, and excellence remains a priority. On set, she described feeling protected and loved, and the experience highlights her ability to find stability and purpose even during personal upheaval. Colleagues like Sandra Bullock, Joey King, and Maisie Williams reportedly provided not only support, but also a creative environment that allowed Nicole to thrive. In essence, she is demonstrating that her identity extends beyond marriage. She is an accomplished professional, a mother, and an individual forging her own path. Family life continues to anchor her decisions. With Nicole designated as the primary residential parent, she is ensuring that Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret have continuity, stability, and care during this transition. The detailed custody plan allows her to guide her daughters' lives while keeping Keith involved in meaningful ways. Nicole's focus on structured, nurturing parenting illustrates her long-term vision. She is committed to creating a home environment that is both loving and predictable, even amid change. Looking ahead, Nicole's life may also involve new experiences and environments. Her application for Portuguese residency suggests a willingness to expand her horizons internationally, balancing family stability in Nashville with opportunities abroad. This move reflects foresight and curiosity qualities that have always defined her career choices and personal growth. Emotionally, Nicole appears poised and centered. She has acknowledged the difficulty of the divorce, but has emphasized gratitude, support, and resilience. Rather than dwelling on the past, she is choosing to focus on what lies ahead. Opportunities for career advancement, personal fulfillment, and a strong, loving family unit. Fans witnessing this evolution see a woman who is transforming a challenging period into a moment of empowerment. Nicole's future outlook is inspiring because it combines pragmatism, emotional intelligence, and ambition. She is reclaiming agency over her life, setting boundaries, and creating a roadmap for herself and her children. In doing so, she is proving that even the end of a long-term relationship can become the beginning of a fulfilling, self-directed chapter, one defined not by loss, but by choice, growth, and the courage to step forward with confidence. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's divorce is more than a headline. It's a study in transformation, resilience, and the careful navigation of life's unexpected turns. After 19 years of marriage, the couple has chosen to redefine what it means to be a family in the modern age, balancing love, responsibility, and independence in ways that both inspire and intrigue for fans and observers alike. Their story is a reminder that even when relationships end, respect, planning, and emotional intelligence can shape a path forward that prioritizes human connection over spectacle. At the heart of this transition is Nicole. Her journey illustrates the art of reclaiming agency. She is not simply stepping away from a marriage. She is stepping into a new chapter of her life with purpose, poise, and strategic foresight. From managing a demanding film career during separation to maintaining a stable environment for her daughters, Nicole demonstrates that personal growth and professional achievement are not mutually exclusive, even amid personal upheaval. Every choice from applying for residency in Portugal to structuring custody arrangements reflects careful thought, an eye toward the future, and a commitment to well-being for herself and her family. Keith, too, plays an essential role in this narrative. His commitment to co-parenting, maintaining professional focus, and protecting his privacy shows that he, too, is invested in creating a life that balances personal responsibility with public life. The measured approach of both stars to custody, finances, and public statements suggests that, while the romantic chapter has closed, the story of family, collaboration, and mutual respect continues. Their carefully negotiated parenting plan is particularly striking. With Nicole as the primary residential parent and Keith maintaining meaningful, structured time with the children. They have created a blueprint that prioritizes emotional stability for Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. The non-disparagement clauses, joint decision-making, and holiday arrangements reveal a shared commitment. Even in separation, the family unit remains intact in spirit, if not in daily routine. The broader takeaway from their story is that endings can become beginnings. Nicole Kidman is redefining what it means to thrive after divorce, embracing career opportunities, fostering a nurturing home, and exploring new horizons. Keith Urban, meanwhile, continues to grow as a father, performer, an individual navigating life after long-term partnership. Together, their approach offers a blueprint for navigating personal transitions with grace, intentionality, and dignity. As fans, we are left with a thought-provoking question. Can a marriage end, yet a family endure stronger than ever? Nicole and Keith are showing us that the answer may very well be yes, and in doing so, they are setting a modern example for co-parenting, resilience, and the courage to embrace the unknown. The end of their marriage is not a final chapter. It's the beginning of a carefully orchestrated, compelling new story, one that promises growth, reinvention, and perhaps unexpected joy.